play from DeAndre. Wow.
Out! Jared Allen, rejected at the rim. Very smart, right? On
To cross clean. And highlight.
Luka in the middle. Back to LeBron.
The Lakers just made a move that could reshape the West, signing former Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart to anchor their defense and ignite their playoff hopes.
Splits the defense, soars, and blocked! Oh, what a block from right there! Stan puts it back in. LeBron with a full head of steam.
The Los Angeles Lakers made a late but impactful splash this offseason. After a quiet start to free agency, they suddenly shifted gears, launching a calculated retooling of their roster around LeBron James and Luka Doncic. They brought in DeAndre Ayton to strengthen the frontcourt, added Jake LaRavia as a potential 3-and-D asset, and picked up a promising rookie to round out the rotation. On paper, it looks like one of the most complete supporting casts they've had in years. But there are still questions, big ones. LeBron is approaching his 41st birthday, and the Western Conference might be the most competitive it's ever been. Then there's the issue of health, chemistry, and whether all these new pieces can actually fit together. The talent is there. The vision is clear. But are the Lakers truly built to contend? Or is this just another high-risk experiment that could collapse under the weight of its own expectations when the pressure peaks?
By Luka Doncic. Doncic, perfection.
The Lakers kicked off their offseason by signing Jake LaRavia from the Kings on a 2-year, $12 million deal. But that was just the beginning. The headline move came shortly after. A contract buyout in Portland paved the way for former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton to land in Los Angeles. While Ayton hasn't become the dominant superstar many envisioned when he was drafted in 2018, he's quietly averaged a double-double every season of his career. That kind of frontcourt production could be exactly what the Lakers need. The front office wasn't finished. Soon after, the Lakers secured Marcus Smart on a 2-year, $11 million deal following his buyout from the Wizards. Smart brings veteran leadership and elite defense, making him an ideal backcourt complement. They capped it off by adding youth and upside with Adu Theo, the athletic 36th overall pick originally drafted by Brooklyn. This revamped Lakers roster features a balanced blend of experience, grit, and athleticism. On paper, it's a stronger, more versatile team than last year's squad. But in the ruthless Western Conference, talent alone isn't enough. Success hinges on chemistry, health, and sustained consistency. The Lakers now have the pieces, but it's all about how they fit. In today's NBA, depth and veteran savvy help, but championships are won by your core. And in LA, that core now centers around Luka Doncic and a soon-to-be 41-year-old LeBron James, not Anthony Davis.
LeBron alley-oop, baby!
That was pretty nice.
Three-pointer by Anthony Davis. It's gone!
The Lakers hit the reset button in dramatic fashion, trading for Luka Doncic and signaling a bold new direction. This wasn't just LeBron's team anymore, it was Luka's too. But Luka's initial stretch in LA didn't quite spark the new era fans hoped for. He looked a bit off, whether due to lingering injuries or adjusting to a new system and city. Still, even at less than 100%, Luka managed to deliver the kind of elite numbers only he can produce.
Luka's still driving, spins, turns, lays it up and in. Beautiful move by Luka.
Luka Doncic posted strong numbers during his first stretch with the Lakers. 28.2 points, 8.1 rebounds, 7.5 assists, and 1.6 steals over 28 games while shooting 43.8% from the field and 37.9% from deep. But by his own elite standards, that was considered a down year. And the Lakers' season ended with a thud, falling in 5 games to a red-hot Timberwolves squad in the first round. That series didn't just reveal roster gaps, it spotlighted Luka's own struggles. By Game 5, he looked fatigued, heavy-legged, and clearly not in the kind of condition that wins playoff series, let alone championships. Then came the criticism, the same whispers that followed him in Dallas. His conditioning, his focus, his leadership. Suddenly, those concerns were headline topics in Los Angeles. And while Luka's talent has never been questioned, the expectations have shifted. At his best, Doncic is a top 3 player in the league, a generational force who isn't just a star, but a system in himself. The kind of player who can carry a franchise with pure brilliance. The Lakers know that. They've built their future around the belief that Luka isn't just another all-star. He's a turning point. And this offseason, Luka seems to know it too. For the first time in his career, he's flipped the script. Instead of focusing solely on refining his handle or perfecting his step-back jumper, Luka has made his body the top priority. Photos from off-season workouts show a noticeably leaner and more locked-in Luka. Reports confirm a complete overhaul in his training regimen and diet. He's prioritized long-distance running, interval training, and high-intensity conditioning. This physical transformation is no longer rumor, it's fact. Luka looks sharper, lighter, and more agile than ever before. For a player whose game depends on rhythm, pace, and control, the weight loss could unlock a whole new level, especially on the defensive end, where endurance and mobility have been weak spots in the past. The Lakers have retooled the roster around him, but the most significant upgrade isn't a new teammate. It's Luka himself. If this version of Doncic is here to stay, the rest of the league needs to take notice. But the Lakers' story isn't just about Luka. Standing beside him is LeBron James, still elite at 40. After earning All-NBA honors yet again last season, the King remains a cornerstone of championship hopes in LA. What LeBron James is doing in year 22 is nothing short of historic. At 40 years old, he's still putting up 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game. The numbers speak for themselves. He remains the emotional and statistical anchor of this Lakers team. His leadership, production, and presence still command the spotlight. But no one outruns time forever. And even for LeBron, the slowdown has already begun, not in dramatic declines, but in subtle shifts. The effortless transition defense, the sustained stretches of domination, those now come in shorter bursts. The truth isn't whether the decline is coming. It's already here. Naturally. And that's okay. With LeBron entering his 23rd season and Luka Doncic stepping into his prime, the balance of power is shifting. LeBron is no longer asked to carry the weight alone. Still, the team counts on him to lead, to produce, and to show up when it matters most. Because while a Luka-LeBron duo gives the Lakers the firepower to beat anyone on any given night, the postseason is a different beast. The playoffs are about repetition, about grinding through 4 7-game series. That's the real test, not just putting up numbers, but doing it night after night deep into May and June. Yet, as long as Luka and LeBron are healthy and locked in, the Lakers remain firmly in the title hunt. That alone keeps championship hopes alive in Los Angeles. But stars can't win titles alone. Supporting pieces matter just as much. That's why the Lakers made a critical move by bringing in Marcus Smart. 3 years ago, he was the heart of Boston's defense and the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year, the first guard to win the award in nearly 30 years. Since then, however, Smart has battled inconsistency and injuries. Over the past 2 seasons, he's played in just 54 games per year, averaging 23.8 minutes, 11 points, 3.6 assists, and 1.5 steals per game on 41.1% shooting and 33.1% from deep. Solid numbers, but not exactly game-changing. Still, there were signs of resurgence. In a brief 15-game stint with the Wizards, Smart posted a career-high 18 points per 36 minutes, and his three-point shooting climbed to an impressive 39.2%. If that version of Smart shows up in LA, the Lakers may have added more than just a veteran. They might have found the X factor. Marcus Smart's 39.2% shooting from beyond the arc during his short stint with the Wizards was the best mark of his career. Sure, it came in a small sample size, but it was a clear sign of what a locked-in Marcus Smart can still bring to the table. And for the Lakers, he fills a very real need. After losing Dorian Finney-Smith to Houston in free agency, LA was left without a true point-of-attack defender. That's exactly where Smart steps in. Even now, he remains one of the league's premier on-ball defenders, capable of taking on the toughest perimeter assignments night in and night out. Offensively, Smart has never been a knockdown shooter, but playing alongside Luka Doncic and LeBron James, two of the smartest and most creative offensive minds in basketball, means he'll get the cleanest looks of his career. Add in his underrated playmaking ability, and suddenly the Lakers have both a defensive stopper and a secondary creator who can initiate offense when needed. Then there are the intangibles. Smart brings toughness, leadership, and accountability, qualities every championship team leans on when the grind of March and April sets in. Of course, health is still a concern. Over the past 2 seasons, Smart has played in just 54 games per year due to hand and ankle injuries. But the good news? These aren't long-term structural issues. All signs point to him entering this season with a clean bill of health. And if he's available, this signing could turn out to be one of the offseason's biggest steals. But while Marcus Smart patched the backcourt's biggest hole, the Lakers still had a glaring need up front. After the blockbuster trade that sent Anthony Davis out and brought Luka Doncic in, LA entered the playoffs dangerously thin at center. When they finally met the Timberwolves, that lack of size and rim protection was fully exposed. They simply had no answer for elite bigs like Julius Randle or Rudy Gobert. So once DeAndre Ayton finalized a buyout with the Trail Blazers, it didn't take long for the dots to connect. The Lakers needed a reliable center, and Ayton was available. The fit was obvious, and soon enough, the deal was done. Still, this move comes with some risk. Ayton has never quite lived up to the lofty expectations that came with being the number 1 overall pick in 2018. He wasn't the franchise cornerstone Phoenix had hoped for, and in Portland, he struggled to lead or anchor a rebuilding roster. Despite all his physical gifts, he's never made the leap from talented starter to dominant star. That said, he's still just 26 years old. And even if Ayton never becomes a top-tier big man, the version of him we've already seen is a clear upgrade over anything the Lakers had in the frontcourt. Last season, he averaged 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 1.0 block per game,